Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Dorado Show. Hope you enjoyed the early episodes, and now it's just a continuation. But what I'd like to announce today, we got our first sponsor of the podcast, Todd Tremaine HVAC, does residential and commercial heating and air, and he's also getting, other requests this time, to install the ultraviolet lights for COVID. So go ahead and check him out. He's been my buddy ever since I was 4, one of my oldest best friends. So hit Todd up, 949-350-5554. All right, Dad. I think that's it. We got our first sponsor here. Pretty exciting. I'm going to start the show. So as I mentioned before, hope you all enjoyed the others that we're posting. We are going on weekly, and just going back, bringing things up from the past of the musical guru, I guess, over here. We'll call you. Okay. I don't know about that, but the historian. The historian. I like that.
Yeah,
that sounds a little bit better. But it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Yeah, it's good to be here, and I'm very thankful that everybody's tuning in to go ahead and listen to some of our extraordinary stories that go on with the musical adventures of the Dorado, the Dorados.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of these particular events that occurred. My wife never even heard of them, so I never did bring them up, really. And so then she's being very supportive and listening and helping out here also. So thank you, Dee Dee.
All right, it's our engineer.
Yeah. I think on our last cast, I think we were, I believe we left off last week in East L.A.
Yes.
Yeah, brown-eyed soul music, they'd call it. It's not about the color. It's a way of life. Music is passed on from generation to generation, like a family heirloom. I can still hear my uncles say, "Johnny, let's play Kansas City. We're going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here we come. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm going to get me one." That's basically that's the truth in that whole statement. Back then, you continue to go ahead and uncle to cousins and the whole family, everybody that played. Then we'd all get together and then go ahead and play, and it was heirloom to us. And I got to remember, we didn't have all these TVs, we didn't have all these computers. We had each other to go ahead and make our unions a lot stronger. And the way we did it, of course, was through our musical. We had a very musical family. And a lot of families don't have that kind of gift, but in our case, we did. And then here we are, me and the son, we're still together. And then my daughters, they're musical in their particular ways also. And then my granddaughter, artistic. Wife is artistic. So really, we stuck with the arts. It's just it's a wonderful thing. You could always rely on the artwork of just about any generation. If you look back into history, politics really doesn't matter. Money really doesn't matter. But arts always matter. If you want to look to see what people were up to 10,000 years ago, you see the artifacts and their pieces of artworks and practicality. And that basically is in music. Different areas, different regions, different styles, different ways of expressing the things that politically maybe you weren't able to express, but through music you're able to go ahead and express just about everything out there that was going on during that time frame. So thanks to music, here we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
how we still do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me go back into Latin Browntown sound. Was actually, it got kicked up pretty darn good over on the east side of town. Then it hit rock and roll. Then it hit the soul, R&B charts. And we had a wake-up experience. That's what I have written down here at Almani Legion Stadium. Yeah, let's see, I ran into these real hot chicks from Compton. Don't touch that. But I did. Ooh. Yeah, music was our common denominator, and not too many problems would occur back at these dances. Just respect was a rule of thumb. I got these girls' numbers, and they invited me to come to their graduation party. It was in the Fives. The Fives, if you don't know, that's over in Compton. And that district, if you don't belong there, don't go. But I didn't know, you know. I was a guy from East Whittier. Back then, Little Beverly Hills. It was not, It was not as rich, of course, but we had some pretty big builders of cities, and those kinds of people were going to Lucerna, Whittier. We had no gangs, we had no drive-bys, but in East L.A., East Whittier, you know, over in East Whittier is where I grew up. I found out that I wouldn't be going back to any music house events in that district after after I went over there. And we ended up running into a little spot of trouble out that way. But anyways, you don't mix the two up. But at the same time, now back in that time frame, now the reason I was there at Almani was because I was truly blessed with some things that at that time, when I was my musical experiences, I did for about a year go to a boarding school over in Gardena. It was called the Spanish American Institute. And back then, it was a school to help students that wanted to become preachers in the Methodist church.
How did that happen? How did that happen? Or how old were you when?
Well, it was I guess I was maybe about 15, 16.
Oh, wow. That's tough.
What happened was remember I told you about my dad and mom getting a divorce.
Yes.
Then of course you could go ahead and take care of the girls, but then I was a boy with a lot of energy. So anyways, she was debating on whether I should, what should she do with my extra energy.
Oh, jeez.
So then, at that time, she was going out with, the chief police of Los Angeles. And, he went to Spanish American Institute himself back in the day. And so he recommended that, and then I think they probably got me in basically on a scholarship over there, I think. You know, because I'm thinking, well, Sal Montenegro is his name, and he suggested that I go over there and make a man out of you and that kind of thing. So, So they got me in, but then the high school dorm was too full, so they made a slight error by sticking me in the college dorm. That was awesome. So we didn't have to go to bed. We didn't have to go to bed till after 10 and all that kind of stuff. So I lived a boarding school lifestyle there for a while. It was pretty interesting.
So how long? Was that?
Well, just about, I'd say maybe a year, a year or less, school year for sure. But yeah. So it was, the whole experience was different because then you ended up meeting people who were from different countries. They really had different religious beliefs, you know. Seen these Buddhist people out there bowing and on their knees, and then you seen the Christian people, but the Methodists were bringing them in to go ahead and try to convert them over, I guess, or I don't know how in the world they got here. But anyways, I was surrounded by all these other people out there that were, quite a few years older. Excuse me. Quite a few years older than I was, so it was sort of a blessing. Musical blessing.
Well, getting more mature as well, right? The older kids wanting to fit in.
Right. Well, aside from that, the best part of this adventure was that I was close to KGFJ. so I could listen to my favorite radio stations right there. Right next to Gardena, cool. There's Compton, there's L.A.
That's right.
You can't beat it. No. Musically speaking.
Yes, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So were they more militaristic, sort of, or like
well, it was run like a boarding school. Okay. So boarding school, what they do is you'd wake up. People didn't have much money. It was part of it was a farm, too, a dairy farm.
Mm-hmm.
And people didn't have money, worked the farm to go ahead and afford their stay there.
Oh,
but if you were, like so many times, sent to student court, you'll never guess who was there. But anyways, yeah, I spent a lot of time on the farm, even though we paid. I learned about trapping cows and feeding pigs and baling hay and all that kind of stuff.
Farmer John.
Yeah, maybe that's why I love that song. Farmer John. But anyways, so I spent time there, but at the same time, it was a good time musically because we got to go to dances and everything. We'd be able to stay out past, about maybe 12-ish,
mm-hmm.
and then we'd come in. And then for the show, then I was small enough to fit in the trunks of the cars that these guys had, so I can go to the drive-in and see movies all the time. So just jump in the trunk and go in and jump out when I got there. But it taught me quite a few things.
So were you there 7 days a week, or was it just during the weekdays?
No, I think I was there 7 days a week.
Oh, wow, for a whole, semesters or however they did it?
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't remember. Over there, they had a different school system, so it was like they had their we'd stay there and we'd do whatever. And then they'd go ahead and use the public schools to go send us to school. Mm-hmm. But then they'd go ahead and make sure that our grades were pretty darn good. So I had real good grades back then
mm-hmm.
for a while. But that introduced me to that other style of music. And, it didn't introduce me, but
mm-hmm.
it just made me expand on that other kind of music. So it was really...
Which one was that?
Now, back then, it was Art LeBeau's... oldie but goodie albums, sure. 1 through maybe 9 or 10. This guy continued to go ahead and be such a strong person in the music business. He mm-hmm. kept on recording all the things that your regular pop stations didn't really put out there. But his stuff was, I'd call it the real music that was touching people that are, I don't know. I'd probably say the working class.
Mm-hmm.
The working class, that style of persons were usually Art LeBeau people.
Right.
And then he had an assortment of different musical people out there that... let me give you an example. We had... let's see what I got here in my little notes here. During my stay there, the hot ticket was... oldies but goodie albums,
mm-hmm.
like Earth Angel by the Penguins, Eddie My Love by the Teen Queens, Over the Mountains, Johnny and Joe. It was a musical experience into the East Side music. To this day, the musical style and life experiences are still shared and carried on by family traditions, love and respect in the East Side of LA's. Now, of course, it's all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks to that kind of music and that kind of, thanks to Art LeBeau and everybody else that carried the cross for him. And what I'd really like to say is that the help of Lowrider Magazine. Now, Lowrider Magazine was instrumental in showing off or bringing all this kind of music and showing the people that there was a big demand for that style of music.
Mm-hmm.
So Lowriders Magazine was a big helper, as Japan picked up the Lowriders style. So they picked up that other old school music. And then from there, we went all over the world. So you just couldn't beat, Lowrider Magazine for helping out to go ahead and promote the expansion of Art LeBeau's style of music.
Yeah, that was
And
like
then
back in
also-
my day too. Though.
Yeah. Well, to this
early
day,
'90s. You know, that was when it was really big. Doing car shows, listening to
it's
oldies.
still the same thing,
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
I got
within
friends that
generations.
are over there in Japan. I got
Mhm.
friends out there in Texas. The big lowrider shows. I mean, they're huge, and you get a chance to hear all the old style music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, thanks to LeBeau's oldie but goodie albums, and then it continued from there.
Mm-hmm.
And today's musicians, then what they do is they modify some of the old school things and slip in some of their styling, and then bring it out in a new fashion.
Sure. Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people out there that are, well, Bretton Wood is still around, that kind of thing. So it's just, thank goodness for the people that are out there performing. If you ever get a chance, make sure you go ahead and catch one of these lowrider extravaganzas. They're really exciting. You hear the music, you see the culture, and it's all about respect. And then the hard work that all these people do to these cars and keeping the music alive out there. And again, thanks to public radio for donating their airtime for this style of music. Now you can't forget about public radio. It's the only freestyle stations that you have out there that actually don't have an opinion. They'll go ahead and give you their point of view, and either yay or nay, it doesn't matter. At least it's out there. So really, it's just fantastic that we need to continue to go ahead and work with public radio and keep them alive. The current administration, I think, has really flattened how they present themselves, and so we got to, in order to keep our rights, we must go ahead and continue to support public radio stations. Yeah, and thanks to my exposure to this style of music, it just helped me love music even more, and then my tasty feels for the old style music, and plus that it just sounds really good. It's like coming home, just like I said earlier. It's an heirloom,
Right.
and no one should forget the beginnings. You know, it's a good merge. Back then, you had the big bands, you had the small quartets, then later on, then you got into the stories. It's all about stories, love stories, not good stories. You know.
That's right.
But anyways, yeah. So it's just that style of music is out there, and I just wanted to bring that point up about that. But let me go back to the day where I got out of Compton alive, and
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So what did happen, or parts of the story?
No, I chased these girls over there. I mean, I had their number, so I went to their graduation party and everything. Yeah. And then when you're in the district, I didn't realize that they were so, they wanted to make sure no outsiders came into their district. Mm-hmm. So it was almost like back in the old days when you had like a caste system. And, the family already had who you're going to marry and what family you're going to marry into and all that kind of thing. And,
yes.
And then the males over there knew that you couldn't go ahead and talk to their girls because they're already tied up. And here's an outsider over there. And look at, he's dressed too good. And he doesn't have, whatever. So a lot of jealousy going on. And, my learning experience was just you really got to watch it when you go to other places. You got to respect their area, and then the best thing to do is stand back and watch. When things don't look too good, get the hell out. Yeah. Over there it was guns and knives back in that day. It's the same thing as today. There's no difference.
Yeah.
I look at a lot of these gangster things that are going on. Yeah, it was the same thing back then. Everybody does their areas.
Right.
And then you mess in their area, then you got a problem. And then kids are always trying to go ahead and show off their machismo or whatever. And
it's machismo or it's...
it's just like...
impress
but
others.
then they'll never learn because it's never changed. Then you go back into history, it's the same thing. So clans are clans back then, and then you go back even further. It's just that stuff will never change. The only thing that could change, really, the best common denominator in the world is music.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your political adventures are, or your financial status. Yeah, music makes a common denominator for everyone, and that's probably the reason I love music so much. You don't even have to speak a language. We were fortunate to go around different places, different parts of the world, and our music stood out as the number one, that we were accepted by different areas. So you just can't beat it. You got to stick with music.
That's right.
That's right. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You don't even need to know the language. It
That's
just sounds
right.
good.
Yeah. Okay, let me see what I had. Oh, yeah, so then after I learned my lesson out in that area, then here I am at Pomona Fairgrounds, listening to music and dancing around.
Yeah.
And, of course, I ran into some other girls from out that way. And so, at that time, let's see, we were out there at the Pomona Fair dancing and listening to music. Then I met some hot chicks from Cucamonga. Same story. I went out to the Vadio out there. Now, out there in that time frame, there was grapes.
Right, nothing out there.
There was
right?
nothing out there except grapes and Vadios. And then I remember being chased out these one-way streets out there.
Oh, no.
Me and Sabedra,
Yeah.
yeah, we go out there, Sabedra and Emmons and Paul Johnson, Dick Jerry. Yeah, we'd all go out there.
So this is all in your teens then, right?
Oh, yeah. This is still
It's high
teening
school,
out.
yeah,
Right,
high school
yeah.
era, yeah.
Yeah. This is before the service, yeah. So this is my formative years of musical experiences, dancing and music and all that kind of thing. So, really, I was really broad. I had that. I enjoyed it all, really.
So you expanded up to a lot of places though in high school.
Oh yeah. It was like.
No, I didn't get that. I don't think. Yeah.
No, I was all over the place. Yeah, everybody would always call me and say, "Well, what's up?" Oh yeah. Well, I heard about this happening over there. Oh yeah. Well, let's go. Oh, okay. How much?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we go over there and turn in our Coke bottles for gas money. and then off we go.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah, we never had any cash, but we managed to go everywhere.
Yeah. See, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You're very resourceful.
Yeah. Let's see what else I got over here. We chased out. Oh, yeah, lesson to learn on that. Find your musical passion and then enjoy the moment. But always keep your eyes open for things around you. Find a safe place and watch out for those hot chicks. You could get burned.
Trouble.
That's right. That was the lesson
chasing
out there.
too much.
A lot of different experiences that way.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Now let me go back into the Whittier area. Now, inside the Whittier area where I was raised, East Whittier, actually our school people were into like Frank Sinatra, Barbra Streisand, Pat Boone, Bobby Darin, Joni Mitchell, Joan Baez, James Taylor, Carole King. I never had the opportunity to meet these artists, but later on in time, I did have a chance to say hi to the Rat Pack over in Vegas. So that was pretty darn good. We'll talk about my Vegas years. They were pretty exciting, really. And because I was in Vegas during the early years, then it was totally different than today's Vegas. So everybody was just so friendly, and it was really a nice experience, really, to be in Vegas. Mob was taking care of it, and they took care of it real well. They took care of us. My service days, we're getting that one maybe next week.
All right.
I'll start that kind of era.
Sounds good.
But anyways, Jimi Hendrix, the Byrds, Bob Dylan, the Beatles, the Stones, Morrison, the Monkees, Mamas and Papas, Sonny and Cher, Led Zeppelin, CCR, Beach Boys, Chubby Checkers, Stevie Wonder, Little Eva, Cream, then the Four Seasons, Elvis, of course, and I think I did say Dick Dale here. That was one of my heroes there, Dick Dale.
Yeah, I don't think you mentioned them. But
yeah,
at least the previous episode, but not this one.
Yeah. Dick Dale was. He had quite a few things going on, and we supported him all the time. Yeah. But did I ever mention that? I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. Did I talk about the mansion parties out of the whiskey?
I don't think you went there. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When we go down to I was skipping around a little bit, but we go down to Whiskey A Go-Go, and Sonny and Cher would always be there, and. We used to go ahead and I got invited to go to mansion parties, but I didn't really accept the invitation to these mansion parties. But just to say I went, maybe I should have gone. You can't always take your partners with you, but it's safe to do so. But, look at what I might have missed. But then at the same time, it's just like, your partners are your partners, so you got to stick together, get in trouble together, and everything else. So that's the way it really worked. But
did you go to one?
No,
you didn't. I thought you were gonna tell me.
They were over there, and they had a Rolls Royce, and they told me, "Come on, let's go." And I was there, right? I could just sit, and I was there that close.
Right.
And I go, "Oh, where's Paul? Where's Dick?
Yeah.
Where's Jimmy? Where's Bill? I don't know. No, thank you. And then I took off.
Oh, wow.
And I was going, oh, no. I should have gone. Yeah. See?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's good. But you were talking about the musical influences that you had from, others from high school that you weren't really aware of. You're going to lead into the things that you were. Just to go back to what you're talking about, how you had all these other, influences from different people that were coming in you weren't really aware of. And so I think you're going with, going with listening to those people, then something else that had happened with you, or that just helped expand your musical knowledge.
No, really, expansion took place all the time, because like I said, when I get together with my uncles and everything, then we'd go ahead and get into rancheras and things like that. So that would be that area. Then my rock and roll kind of people, then we do that style. And then I guess I must have slipped in there a little country too, because country was good, and I was square dancing, so so country was another piece of the puzzle inside my musical existence. So I really enjoyed watching the country western shows, and watching the way they played. And Speedy West, I used to love that guy on a lap. He had a beautiful lap steel guitar, and he was quick. I mean, real quick. In today's blues world, I'd say maybe Robert Randolph. So I'm able to go ahead and pick up something from the past, and then compare it to the present, and in between there, it's just like it's really exciting, because then you're always looking for the holy grail, and that's what keeps you motivated to go ahead and hear more and more music all the time. All the time I listen to a couple notes and I go, oh, that reminds you of X. Yeah, interesting. Let me go check that out. And then you'd find out the piece and the person's abilities.
Sure.
And it's really when you run into the masters all the time, then it's really, really difficult to find somebody that could reach those peaks. I remember this one lady. Her name is Betty Wright, cleanup lady. But if you listen to her high notes, high C's, etc., then you hear Mariah Carey and then you see where she picked that up from.
Yeah.
So you can just go over there and you go, oh my God, no, how come it, whatever. But promotions are different nowadays than back in the day. You had Chitlin Circuit, so we'll get into that in a later episode about the Chitlin Circuit. But I was fortunate enough to go ahead and run around those circles also, so got a real good chance to go ahead and pick up a lot of our music. Yeah, could call it Americana. Everything's Americana. Everything made in America.
That's right. Yeah.
I hit a lot of things. Yeah, let me go back to my notes here. So the list of people in our school. One of the people that I really liked was the Monkees. Now the Monkees, they had a TV show, and they were like the Beatles, but they acted like the Three Stooges. So it's a really good TV program.
I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched it every week. Yeah. And at the time, as time goes on, I ran into, because you're staying in the music realm, as time went on, then I ran into Peter Tork. And Peter Tork was part of the Monkees. So every Monday night, I know he'd be at a place in Harvell's, place called Harvell's over in Santa Monica. Oh, wow. So we'd have a pro jam over there. It was for people that are in the business, but you'd hear the best musicians in the area. Yeah, I call them the heavy hitters. Yeah, one night I decided to play with Larry Johnson's band and the New Breed. Now they were, listen to this one. Yeah, anyways, back then, it was after Peter Tork played he was trying out some new stuff. So he didn't really know the direction he was headed. Is he going to do business? Or are you going to get back into music? He struggled quite a bit with, he wanted to be a real true musician. But because of his TV roles, then he wasn't portrayed later on as time went on as a real musician. Yeah, he was played as an actor doing musician acts. But it was great. The Monkees sounds were good. Everything was good. But he had that cross to bear. Sure. But anyways, so when we go down here to Harvell's, then you had people like, I played with Marvin Gaye's bass player. I couldn't believe that. Then Barry White's drummer. It's just like Janet Jackson's bass player. Then the real Dr. White on the keys. So it was just like, what a lifelong experience that is to be with the top dogs at their business. That's right. And then here I am playing right along with them. And it was so much fun.
How long has Harvell's been around?
1920 something.
Still there? Oh, I didn't even know that. Jeez.
Yeah, the oldest club, one of the oldest clubs in that whole area.
Yeah, because we've been there a few times.
Right. Yeah, it's a landmark place. Yeah. I remember the first when I did my first jam. I did it sort of. Let's see, it was so hot. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. I gave the players. Oh, no, that was a little bit different. Okay, where's my first jam? Bingo, bingo. Oh, yeah, when I got to play with this group over here, I started with a Latin-style jam. So my first song lasted about 8 to 10 minutes. It was so hot. I gave everybody the freedom to play their stuff and expose themselves. It was too good. Then next, I tried the George Clinton style, staying on the number one. If you don't understand that, well, you will eventually. You stayed on one. And then we ran through some progressive adventures in music land. What a time. It was just wonderful over there. Yeah, after it was all done, then Larry Johnson comes up to me and he tells me, that was good, but shorten it up. See you next week.
Oh, sweet. The ultimate compliment.
What a compliment.
That's so great.
Yeah. Then, of course, I've had other experiences where they pull me off with a hook.
Oh, no.
I just didn't have the feel so well. You know, go over there, boom. What's he gonna do? Damn, get him off. You know? All right. Well, thank you for being here.
You're nice about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a chemistry too.
Go ahead and get some. I remember Laura. She kicked me off a couple times, but oh well, it happens.
That's right. It's a jam.
Yeah. And I think I clicked in here Dick Dale from the surfing days.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky to meet him and talk to his wife here at a gathering in Las Vegas called Viva Las Vegas, a rockabilly event. 4 days of the best Billy music and swing dancing all over the world. People would show up to come to this event every year at the Orleans in Vegas, springtime. Mm-hmm. You got to put it on your hit list to go ahead and go over there. It's got the best entertainment for that style of music. We're slipping out of the rock and roll part of this expression of experiences, and if you go to Orleans, you'll catch some of the old 50s style things, and it's a mixture of country and the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really quite an experience, and then people from all over the world show up there every year. Then Axel, he puts on the best car show.
That's right.
You can't beat that. He's got all the lead sleds and all these rockabilly style cars out there. We were real fortunate to go ahead and see people like Dick Dale, Little Richard, Jerry Lewis, Dwayne Eddy. I mean, the list goes on, on and on. It's a great feeling to go ahead and get with people that share your love. So next year, you got to go ahead and try it. Yeah, you have to go back there again and again. That's what happens.
Yeah, I hope it's open.
I know it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, under these times right here, we can't forget the seriousness of these times here. It's a real bad time for entertainment business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen a worse time in my entire life. But then, like everything else, we'll come back, and we come back, we'll be extremely strong, and people's appetites will go ahead and be so craving that even your bad players are going to be sounding real good because we just flat don't have enough musicians. So really, this is a call out to people that really want to learn to play and to get out there and enjoy themselves musically. They should go ahead and learn how to play something, because eventually everybody's going to want to go back and hear live music again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm tired of watching Don Johnson on reruns on TV. It's just like they got all this stuff from way back when, and nothing from today that's worthy of my attention. It's just really a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Musical varieties. Do we have a variety music show today?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't pay enough attention.
Yeah, that's it. I don't even think we got any. We got The Voice. You got people coming up. You got those kind of musical adventures. They're fun, but at the same time, to go ahead and see like a Ed Sullivan style, and you're bringing out new talent, and here you are. You're exposing the world to different styles, and plus that, you're seeing quite a few different people that are very, very good in their business.
Yep.
Come out there and do their stuff, and we just don't have that kind of entertainment available to us anymore. It's just really a shame. So
you got to look up for your festivals really these days.
Then in my mind I was thinking, it'd be really nice if quite a few people started, because we got to do that 6 feet social whatever
social distancing,
distance, whatever. So we got to stay away from each other. So how can you go ahead and experience the touchy feelingness of the music that you're expressing?
Yep, the energy.
I seen a group the other day decided to go ahead and dial in with BB and the Blue Shacks from Germany, and they were doing that social distancing, and Benita was here, and then here's Michael 6-7 feet away from her,
Mm-hmm.
and then here's Andres over there, another 6 feet away. Fabian over there on the other side.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, what the heck is going on? Hemi's back here, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, we can't have that kind of thing going on because it's a feeling and expression, and it's just, we were fortunate to go ahead and see Mike Ledbetter with him and Monster Mike Welsh, and Ledbetter was a person from the opera.
Mm-hmm.
So when he went to sing his music, blues bender, Vegas, when he went to go sing his stuff, then he'd go over there and express his whole body, and you could feel the vibrations of his whole existence explode out.
Mm-hmm.
Then go through his band. Then from the band, it'd explode out the very end of that hall that he'd be playing in. And then you could see the waves bounce back and then come back to the musicians in the front, and then they'd be even more powerful. Then you'd see that energy level going back and forth. And that's the kind of, that's what you really want to see.
That's right.
You want to see that excitement going back
feeling,
and forth.
get in it. It's like
eventually, hopefully, we'll get back to that existence again. But this distancing is just not that great unless we come out with some kind of magical whatever. You got to get out of that bag.
Yeah, some sort of testing, something how you know.
Right.
People are okay. So those rules don't matter anymore.
Right.
Yep. We were fortunate enough to see Buddy Guy before everything hit, and that was probably one of the last live shows.
Right.
In early March at the Canyon.
Right.
That was an awesome show.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to tell that story too, just because it's Buddy Guy. He's 82. He's a blues legend. It's only the second time I've seen him.
Right.
But he just still wails. I mean, plays guitar behind his back with his teeth.
That's the real deal.
I don't know who does that. I don't even know who does that anymore.
I know. Yeah. Hardly anybody. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Rare treat. Yeah. That's the Dorado adventure. See, that's the way it works.
That's it.
Yeah. I think we're running close to about a spot, but I was wondering if you'd go ahead and give us a little note on this one here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah. Winding down to the end.
That's it.
And thank you very much. All right.
This is about tip time. I've been waiting for this wine all day.
Yeah. Delicious.
This special wine that we got today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Straight from La Venier.
Italiano.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Delicious.
Very good. Very good.
We're going to double cheers on this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Click.
Till next time. Till next time, everybody.
Thank you, Didi.
All right.
Yeah.